So, you want to be a traveling merchant. Well, there's a few things you should know. The first of which is obviously to buy high and sell low. Wait a minute, is that right? Or is it buy low and sell high? Well, I'm not a merchant, I don't know. But that does bring me to today's mod of the day, which today is the buying game by VitruvianGuar. And basically, this is, well, quite possibly one of the most detailed and in-depth overhauls of the trade system and mercantile system in Morrowind. I mean, there is quite a bit that this mod does. I mean, even saying the term basically is a bit insane, because there's literally 2 pages here of features. It does quite a lot, but to go over it in brief, basically, this mod makes the economy in Morrowind just a lot harder by changing the basic, pricing mechanics in the vanilla game. So this means that merchants will sell you items for a lot more than they originally did, and the price that you'll have to pay for an item will depend greatly on your personality, your mercantile skill, your disposition with that merchant, and whether or not you're a member of the faction that they're in, if they are in a faction, and also your rank in that faction. For example, if you're a high-ranking member of the Mages Guild, the Guild Alchemists and Enchanters will offer you a better deal than non-Guild Alchemists and Enchanters. And likewise, just, on a similar topic, merchants do offer better deals depending on their specialization. Buying a potion from an alchemist will be cheaper than buying a potion from a general trader. And likewise, weapons will be cheaper if you buy them just directly from a smith instead of from, again, a middleman general trader. This is also true for selling items. So, selling, for example, potions and ingredients to an alchemist will actually net you a higher price than, say, selling them to a general trader, because ingredients and potions are of specific interest to an alchemist and their occupation. Likewise, with weapons and armor to a smith, they will pay more for those items because that is their specialty. So this kind of gives you an incentive to actually go to various specialized merchants to sell your stuff after, you've been out in the wilderness collecting various loot and treasures, instead of just, dumping it all at a general trader. That might be more convenient, but it won't net you the maximum amount of profit. And speaking of profit, I should probably mention that one of the things that this mod does is make it so that if you have a really low rank in the mercantile skill, you actually won't be able to tell the actual value of the items that you're picking up and selling or buying to merchants. Like, you won't be able to see the base value of that item. So for example, you won't know how much an ebony longsword, for example, might actually be worth, or a pair of steel boots. You won't know, you'll just have to take whatever price that the merchant offers you. And I think the skill cap for that is 25, so once you're at 25 or above, then you can actually see the base value for the items that you're buying and selling. Which again just makes the mercantile skill just that much more important. And going along with this, there's another feature that this mod includes, which is regional pricing. So some items will be more expensive depending on the city or region that you're buying them in, or they could be cheaper, just depending on how much, supply there is in that region. So, for example, Quama eggs are fairly common in Balmora and Nissus due to all the egg mines. So due to that abundant supply, they will be cheaper in those cities. But in Mora, where there aren't as many egg mines, they will actually sell for more. And likewise, mud crab meat and slaughterfish scales will be cheaper in a town on the coast than they will be in, say, Aldrune, where they will go for more, because Aldrune is nowhere near the sea, so, you can't exactly just go right outside the city gates and find a mud crab. And this does come with a new UI tooltip that you can unlock once your Mercantile skill reaches a certain rank, so you'll actually be able to see that which items are worth more or less depending on the demand and supply in that region. And going along with this, another thing that you can unlock by increasing your Mercantile skill is the ability to invest in merchants. This is kind of a concept that we saw in Oblivion, but basically this allows you to unlock the investment menu and invest a certain amount of gold into a merchant. And once you do, they'll be able to expand their stock, increasing the variety of items that they sell, and also increasing the quantity of items that they sell. And not to mention that this also increases the base gold with which they have to barter. So if you go for the maximum investment, this will actually double their base bartering gold. And this might be a bit expensive, to start out with, but you will make your money back if you, sell enough items to that merchant with their increased base bartering gold. And one last perk of the new Mercantile system is that if you, cap out the Mercantile skill, you'll gain the ability to barter with anyone. Like any NPC, you will be able to basically buy anything that they might have. You can offer a deal for any of the clothing that they're currently wearing, any of the items that they might be carrying, and this gives you a ton of new ways to finish quests peacefully instead of, resorting to violence. Like, you could get that code book legally just by buying it, or get that key that you need from a certain NPC by just buying it. This really, gives you just a lot of ways to complete different quests in the game after you've maxed out your Mercantile skill. And there is still just so many features that we've barely even mentioned here, like the ability to trade with merchants, regardless of whether or not you're carrying illegal items like skooma and moon sugar. As long as you don't actually try and sell those items to a law-abiding merchant, they won't call the guards on you, and you can, trade with them normally. There's also a revamp of the way goods restock, and just, a ton of other little things. There's a fairly robust and detailed mod configuration menu here that you can adjust, so, you can just change any of these settings here to be more to your liking, if you so desire. And really, this is just an incredible overhaul of the trading system and mercantile mechanics in Morrowind, and is absolutely just, a mod that's worth checking out here. But anyway, that's just our mod of the day. So, as always, I've been your host, Dark Elf Guy. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, happy modding, and I'll see you all next time.